Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your mindset, your business, your body, your wellness from where you are to becoming completely unstoppable. And last night I watched a great documentary, which I haven't finished watching all of it, but it was about Rolls-Royce and the story of Rolls-Royce, how there was, I can't remember their first names, but there was Rolls and he met Royce and they were an unlikely duo, but they merged their skills really quite well. And in some ways, a little bit like Steve Jobs and Wozniak, because of the relationship that they had. One was the technical person, the engineer, and the other person was the salesperson. And it was, I didn't know the story of them, but when we think about Rolls-Royce, what do we think about? We think about the pinnacle of luxury and a pinnacle brand. And how often do you hear something say, or someone say, like it's the Rolls-Royce of, I don't know, cheese or wine or something like that, because we relate the brand name to something that is so revered, expensive, rare, and special. And it made me think about, how do we create that Rolls-Royce mindset? I mean, we could talk about the wow factor that we create for our clients, and are we doing it like Rolls-Royce or other the luxury brands do? But I'm thinking, what's the Rolls-Royce mindset? And so if we break it down, the first thing when you think about Rolls-Royce, I think about luxury. I think about the luxury look. And so what does that mean for you and your mindset? Well, to me, I think the first impressions really make a huge impact, don't they? So when it comes to your own presentation, you want to make sure that you're looking pretty sharp. So that means putting your best foot forward, whether you're meeting people for the first time, for instance. In my case, it's a suit and tie, white shirt always, nice tie, tailored suit that fits my body, and something where I feel good and look good in it. The other aspect of that is, obviously there's the personal grooming, and obviously women, you need to go to a lot more work with your makeup and all that kind of stuff. I don't envy that task. All I need to do is make sure the hair looks good and shave, really. And but the personal grooming and all that, it really counts. Not overdoing the aftershave or the perfume and that kind of stuff, so that you really look professional. And what's interesting is I went to a seminar, maybe 12 months ago in the city. There was the Success Resources one. And coming out of it, I got into the lift and there was a couple in there, and the gentleman of the couple said, "Well, you look really important." And I thought, wow, no one's ever kind of said it to me like that before. And I was just attending this seminar, but I always dress to impress. Because you just never know who you'll meet. You never know who you'll sit next to. So I always pay a little bit extra, sit in the front, so you can network with, the right people. So that was interesting. So I believe it's always important. Now, the other part that goes into that is making sure that I'm looking after my health and my wellness and my body as well, because I want to be strong. I want to look fit. I want to look lean. I want to be energized. All of that comes to making sure that I'm fueling my body with the right foods. I'm working out. I feel good about myself. And I've got that natural energy that comes from living a healthy lifestyle. My skin is clean because of the food that I eat and the way that I live. And that shows up. You can radiate this energy. So I think to me, all of those things go towards that luxury brand, that luxury look that Rolls-Royce has. You can do it yourself. So there's a part of Rolls-Royce that is just the look of it. It's like you look at a Rolls-Royce, you see the the spirited angel on the front, and you're like, oh wow, that's really special. That's really quite something else. And you can create that for yourself. Let's face it, 70% of people are going to be overweight or obese, so you've got an opportunity to really stand out from everybody else by just radiating health, by just looking really, really good. And I think that also follows through with the way that I live my life. I mean, my car, I don't believe in spending a lot of money on cars, so which seems funny with the Rolls-Royce analogy, but I just drive a Mazda CX-7, and I make sure that it's the only new car I've ever had. I've now had it for 11 years. I look after it, I wash it, I service it. I had it cut and polished not that long ago. I vacuum it. I make sure that it's my pride in the cleanliness of the vehicle. It's also branded. It's got my business name across the back of it. It's got a pink and white branding, as well as yellow and green stars on it, which sounds really awful, doesn't it? But if you go to my webpage, you can say Packing and Boot Camps for Women. You can go and have a look at it there. It stands out. It really does, but it looks very professional. It looks very professional. But for me, it's all about the brand standing out from the rest. My studio, impeccable. Again, when people step into my studio, it's about a step up. It's not about just going to some dirty, smelly, sweaty gym. It's about stepping into a professional arena where I'm going to take care of everything. I provide you with water, I provide you with your own towels. I do all of those things to make sure that you are taken care of. Because if you pay a premium price, you want to get a premium service. And that's what I do when people step in here. So it's spotless. It's very, very clean. The way that I keep the garden, and just my house, my garden, my office, everything is very clean, as if the Queen could walk in the door any moment and everything would be acceptable. Because I just take pride in my appearance. So, and everything that I own, I look after, and that includes my house and garden and office and my studio as well. It's just really, really important that you achieve that luxury look. And I can tell you, I think out of any person that's walked into my studio, the very first word they say is, "Oh, wow." And that's no exaggeration. Oh, wow. Because they expect maybe something completely different. Because if you say, "Oh, well, yeah, I've got my own studio," or you think fitness facility or anything like that, automatically you conjure up an image based on your previous experience. But when people step in here, they're like, "Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. This is really something special." So that's just the way that I approach it, and that's how we get that luxury look. So that's step one of the Rolls-Royce mindset. The next one is about being unique. Think about Rolls-Royce. One of the things I picked up yesterday was when it comes to the colours of Rolls, this is just the colour of the car. They have 43,000 different shades of colour that they can paint your car. 43,000. Then, if that colour doesn't suit, they will match it. And they talked about, they had a customer that wanted the Rolls-Royce to match the same colour as their dog, which was a red setter. They've had people that want to match the colour of their car to their favourite lipstick. When it comes to the detailing of the car, everything is handcrafted. Like all the wood is hand polished and everything. The leather can be whatever you want. I mean, when it came to picking my car, I think I had two choices. You can have whatever you want for your car. So they talked about people that wanted crocodile, alligator, certain types of leather, certain colors of leather, some made out of stingray, some made out of shark. I mean, why you would want that, but who knows. Kangaroo, all kinds of different materials. Whatever you want, they will do it. Doesn't mean it won't cost you, but they will do it. It's just every single component is unique. The colors, the fittings, everything. It's really quite remarkable. So incredibly unique. There's no other car company that does it like this, because they're the absolute pinnacle of luxury and uniqueness. Now, when it comes to your mindset, what I think is the Rolls-Royce here is doing what others won't. Either they don't, or they're just not prepared to do it. They just don't do it. Now, that's where greatness comes, doesn't it? When you've got that mindset to say, well, I'm going to do the things that other people won't do, because most people don't have the results that they want. Most people don't have the results that you want. So that means you've got to do the things that others won't. And yeah, that's going to take some blood, sweat and tears, for sure. But it's worth it. And each time you step into that space of doing the other things that people won't, that's when you become better. That's when you become stronger. That's when you take that next step into becoming more successful. It makes you unique because most people won't do it. Again, put in the context of the presentation of yourself, your body, your health, your wellness. Only 30% of people generally around the globe are considered not overweight or obese. Now, that doesn't mean that they're healthy or that they even look good. That just means that they're not falling into that category. We're aiming for the top 1% of health for your age, the top 1% in everything that you do. That means that 99% of people aren't doing the things that you are to achieve what you want. That makes you unique, very unique. In that same context, I think making sure that you are very strategic, making sure that you continue to innovate are very, very important qualities that most people just won't do. Most people stay stagnant. Most people don't grow from one day to the next. So therefore, from 1 year to the next, they tend to just be the same person, just going through life, just completing tasks on a daily basis, being very busy, but just being a task completer, not actually being a thinker, a strategic thinker, making sure that you're innovating yourself so that you can keep improving. Most people won't do this. Again, you're in that Rolls-Royce 1% of thinking, which is going to take you from where you are right now to where it is that you want to get to. And I know that that can be hard, and I know it can be tiring, and I know that sometimes you just say, I want to stop and just not do this, I want to do something easier, but you know that that's not what you really need to do. You need to keep digging, you need to keep going deeper and deeper into that mindset so that you can become the person that you want with the results that you want in the time that you want. You've just got to keep working. You've just got to keep innovating. You've got to keep thinking. You've got to keep thinking and innovating, sorry. And the next one, which is the quality in every aspect. When I was looking at Rolls-Royce, every single component of the car, and they showed the wood paneling and certain, I don't know whether it was the glove box or something, and it's a person that is actually screwing the little silver latches that make the thing open and close and whatever. They were physically putting those in themselves. It wasn't done with a machine. They were screwing it in themselves. They had a paintbrush with the lacquer and the stain, if you like, going over the timber to make sure you got the right finish, and sandpapering and polishing it. and everything to get the right finish and fitting it to the car. Like it's just every single detail. I mean, they used to have the spirited angel sitting on top at the front, and of course, people would break them off. So what happens now is that you can press a button and it brings it down and secures it, so it kind of like drops down, spins over, and then there's another little flat plate that pops up where the emblem would be, so that somebody can't come along and break it off. The Rolls-Royce, the R over the R in the back of the headrests and that kind of stuff. The type of finishing in the car, whether it be wood paneling, whether it be gold, whether it be silver, all the different little aspects of the car, every button and everything that you just might think, oh, it's just a plastic button. No, we're talking about high quality, the best that you can put into this vehicle. Quality in every aspect. What does that mean for your mindset? Well, I think it means continuous improvement. You've got to continually improve your mindset. And it goes to the last point about the strategic thinking and innovation. But you've got to continually look for opportunities to how do you make yourself better? How do you make yourself a better person? How do you make yourself a better thinker, a better innovator, a better relationship builder? Everything, all of those different aspects. How do you do that? You've got to keep working on it. Have that mindset that today I'm going to make better than yesterday. And so for me, yesterday, it was not an awesome day. It was a Sunday, and I wasn't as productive as I wanted to be because I just felt like I was probably completely spent by the week that I had, working about 83 hours and still living in COVID lockdown and all that kind of stuff, and just not perhaps feeling really overtired. And so today I've said, well, I've got to make today better than yesterday. So these are the things that I'm going to focus on. And the other aspect of this quality in every aspect is no excuses. Don't make excuses. Do you think a customer comes to Rolls-Royce and they say, I want it in the shade of my lipstick? Well, let's say any other car manufacturer around the world, and maybe there are some other luxury brands that would do this, but if you walk into Mazda and say, I want it to match my, not in my case, don't get the wrong impression, but let's say I want it to match the colour of my cat, they're just going to laugh and say, sorry, we've got blue, red, black or white, that's it. But you go to Rolls-Royce and they say, absolutely, because there's no excuses. We find a way to make it happen. And that's what we need to do with our own mindset. Make it happen. Do not make excuses. You just make the result happen. And the last point is, I liked what they said with Rolls-Royce. When you're driving a Rolls-Royce, it's kind of a symbol that you've really made it. Like if you've got a Rolls-Royce, you're driving a Rolls-Royce around, and yeah, I get that you can hire them and that kind of stuff, but if you own a Rolls-Royce, well, you're talking about like a $500,000 car or more, then it's like you've made it. And what that made me think about in terms of your mindset is never stop. Yeah, you might have made it to where it is that you want to get to in terms of your level of success, however you define that for yourself. A lot of us will use money as a measure of success, but I would say this to you: if you're going to use money as your only indicator of success, that's a little bit like judging your health and fitness result only by the number on the scales, because it is just a number. And money will not define who you are as a person. Sure, it can help you do a lot of things, but it doesn't define who you are. And I know of a lot of people that have a lot of money, but they're not great people. And they don't use their money constructively, and they don't serve a greater purpose. So don't just use that as your only success factor. There are many different ones, but you come up with what's your definition of success, and you say, well, yeah, I've made it. Now's the next part. Don't stop. Never stop. Keep on growing, keep on innovating, keep on making sure that you've got that luxury look, that you are unique, that you are absolute quality in every aspect of your thinking. And just keep on pushing no matter what. No excuses, never stop. Life's too short. You've got more within you. You've got another relationship that you can be building. And this is a great example of this, and I'll finish on this point. So Rolls-Royce, they got together and started making cars. It wasn't long after they started to build these beautiful old cars in the 1920s that I think it was, I'm going to get it mixed up. One of them, Rolls-Royce, met the Wright brothers. Now, who were the Wright brothers? They were into airplanes. So I think it was Rolls. And he developed this love for flying. And he thought that flying and transporting people by airplane was the next huge thing that was going to take off in the world. So he wanted to start making also airplane engines. But his partner, he wasn't really interested in it. And I think it was Rolls. He was actually killed in a test flight of an airplane. And I think they said that he's the first actual person to be killed in an airplane like that. And so very, very tragic. And it wasn't until years later that I think it was the Second World War, and I'm not sure the exact timing of everything now, but it was the Spitfire that had the Rolls-Royce engine in it. And there's a whole other story behind that. But they then got into making the airplane engines. And now you look at Qantas planes have Rolls-Royce engines. Most of the aircraft around the world seem to have Rolls-Royce engines in them because it's the best. So they continue to innovate, and you think, gee, how do you go from a motor vehicle to an aeroplane? Because they continue to innovate. They continue to realise that we need to get better. And then, I mean, there's a whole other story around the Rolls-Royce brand being then bought by BMW in the end. But the brand still stands on its own because it's a luxury brand. It's a luxury look. It's unique. It has quality in every aspect. And you know if you're driving one, you've made it. So you can create that Rolls-Royce mindset for yourself, and you watch how much better you perform. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. I'll see you tomorrow.